Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, and wishing a big birthday celebration to SOOS. We've had to do something similar, as the EPB has also just celebrated its 25th anniversary, and we've also unfortunately had to celebrate it as an online celebration. So I understand the pain, and yeah, here's to SOOS and many, many, many more decades ahead. Um, so my understanding and my connection with SOOS really comes starts from about 2006 or so, 2006 or thereabouts. Ed and Mike just presented before me, and they gave a far more detailed history of SOOS. But since the 2006 meeting, and then also the first mention of SOOS within the Antarctic Treaty System was in 2010, which is when I first attended that meeting, which was my personal introduction to SOOS. It came through as one of the key recommendations from a report which was produced by SCAR, which is the Scientific Committee on Antarctic Research. And this report was the Antarctic Climate Change and Environment report that had come out in 2007. This was really, SOOS was considered as suggested and considered as a legacy of the IPY as well. SOOS is a part of the global regional observing systems. However, just to note that SOOS is not a GRA of the global ocean observing systems, because the partnering organizations, as you see the couple of logos there, are SCAR and SCORE, which are the Scientific Committee on Antarctic Research and the Scientific Committee on Oceanic Research. And these are not UN entities. However, it does form it does form a very important part of the global ocean observing systems. Now I come to this image, which has been used, I think, by pretty much every single speaker before me, and it will, I think, continue to be used quite a long way from now. It really shows how connected the Southern Ocean is to the rest of the globe, to the rest of the world's oceans, and through the oceans to the rest of the globe, both terrestrial and oceanic. Similarly, I think I have this nice comparison that I try to make, where similar to the Southern Ocean's role in the global system, SOOS plays a very nice and central role within so many different entities that exist in the world that either collect observations or utilize observations, or are entities that are coordinating like SOOS is. I kind of started to collect the logos of all of these organizations that SOOS is connected with, and I probably gave up at about 60, because I think it was, this is why this slide looks a little bit incomplete, because I'm like, I can't, there's just too many logos going on. So I'll just put the numbers there instead. SOOS has more than 60 partners worldwide, more than 40 international organizations that SOOS works with. And there's also specifically international organized observing initiatives that SOOS works with. So there's, again, 10 or so of these initiatives that SOOS works with. Pip showed you a very nice image of another connection that SOOS has, and that is with my organization, the European Polar Board. Even I didn't have that image that Pip showed, so it is that new. Due South is something that we take on with pride. We are very happy to share the information that is collected by SOOS to our networks and beyond. So not just European, but also beyond European networks. And really, SOOS acts as in many ways, SOOS acts as the leader with initiatives like Due South, because a lot of places have initiatives like these, but they are constrained either geographically or by national initiatives. So it's in the Arctic especially. So SOOS really brings together all of these initiatives within the Southern Ocean and unifies activities therein. SOOS has also started to get noticed in a lot of the higher policy arenas. So for example, a couple of the latest project calls, and together these two calls are, I think, more than 20 million euros. Both of these calls mentioned SOOS specifically within the call text. So anyone, any consortium who would like to work with, who would like to apply for these projects would have to have some sort of agreement, not agreement exactly, but a partnership with SOOS to ensure that the lessons from SOOS are also carried on. Like I said, there are international initiatives similar to SOOS, but they're either project-based or they are country-based or they are region-based. So you have something for Svalbard, you have something for Greenland, you have the US and Canadian initiatives, you have something in Russia, and the only thing that tries to bring these things together is the SAON, which is Sustaining Arctic Observing Networks. There are, however, two projects that kind of are trying to do what SOOS has done very successfully. They're trying to bring together all of these Arctic observing systems together. One of the projects that is Intaros has just ended, and it's handed over the baton to Arctic Passion, which will try and create a pan-Arctic observing system of systems. So going from there to what have we learned from these 10 years, and what are these, these kind of initiatives? What lessons do they bring? What kind of messages do they pass to all of these other initiatives that are happening around the globe? We've seen that when we have long-term and sustained support and funding, it really contributes to a large success in a large way. I think having that support, sustained support for these 10 years has definitely contributed to a successful SOOS. You have, if there is an implementation of both a comprehensive and a multidisciplinary network, it brings together, it brings together all of the different efforts being made regionally or nationally. It can leverage resources, and SOOS has shown that works. If we effectively bring together and coordinate national and international projects and programs, again, across, not just across geography, but also across disciplines, again, SOOS has shown that works. And having a central organization, particularly with dedicated personnel for this job, this is really critical, critical to the success of SOOS. And I think these are the most important messages that I think the global community should take up, particularly from the Arctic, where there are such efforts trying to be made to pull together all of the various observation initiatives around the Arctic. So with that, happy birthday, SOOS. And I'm sorry I can't be there with you all in person, but hopefully we can all enjoy a nice cup of tea, coffee, wine, beer, champagne, whatever floats your boat. Thank you very much.